Okay, so let's get it started. Good night, everybody. Sorry about that little delay. Get the chat box up. Okay, so let's get it started. Good night. Right. Okay. That's our live feed actually coming through. Right. So, boom, boom, boom. All right, so everything is set up. Let's go, guys. This is the scanner for those of you seeing it for the first time. I'm gonna share with you how we use it, what we do. First thing that we do is you want to find a free area like this. Just double click, hide the this thing in the bottom here is called the RSI. You want to hide that. Why? It's because we don't really use it the way that we use the scanner. So what we do, secondly, after you double click to hide the RSI is just want to click this auto switch. That way you have full maneuverability of your chart. If you don't do that, you could only go left and right. You can't go up and down. So once you take that off, that's all you need to do. You now have full maneuverability. Now, what I recommend that you guys do is switch from the M15 to the H1 simply because as a new person, especially if you're now starting with it, it's better if you guys utilize the hourly scans, especially with the way that we use the scanner. So you also could select through all the different brokers. You now have the ability to go through all these charts. You have different brokers here that you could get different scans from. As you see, when you switch through the different brokers, you have different uh, opportunities that you can leverage. So let's start looking at some. I always recommend look at the first four. Those are the most valid ones, 4 to 5. So we have GBP CAD, we have Euro NZD, and we have GBP NZD, then we have USD CAD. This already made it smooth. Let's see what FX choice have. See, we have GBP JPY as well. Okay, this made it smooth. Let's follow up on some of the charts that we actually saved. GBP AUD. For those of you who are in this trade, remember this was our first entry down here. So for those who got this entry, right now you guys should be sitting at 280 something pips. So I realized that this apparently is something to do with the internet. Servers, don't worry. So that is gonna hinder us a little bit from saving our charts. But that's okay. So let's start with a little recap of what we did this week. Okay. There we go. All right, so as I was saying, we're at 290 pips on GBP AUD for those who took that trade. What else do we have that we entered on? Okay, this chart didn't save, so we can't refer to that unless we go back to the chat. And for those who got this, sell. Over here is the entry. You're sitting at 165 pips, floating profits. All these set take profits that we recommended was hit. So anybody who's in this right now is those who, you know, a little bit more advanced with us and understand how to trail profits. But if you're seeing this for the first time, guess what? This is what we're going to teach people to do, how to utilize this tool to get these trades. And as you can see from every one of these sessions, we pretty much got everything on point that some of the charts didn't see. So I'll just move forward and analyze what is available to us here tonight. So it doesn't matter the broker as well, right? Let's look at the first one. Now, this being our trade session, let's start with breakdown. Guys, mind you, kind of a little bit sleepy, a little bit tired right now, but that's all right. Tell me something. What is the scanner telling you all to do right now? Also, for those who don't know, feel free to drop into the chat box that you don't know so I could clear that up for you as well. Good. I'm seeing that everybody knows, which is great. So the scanner is calling a sell. So if the scanner is calling a sell, we know that typically I'm just trying to pull up my documents. There it is. Amazing. You guys are quick learners. A few of you know it, everybody knowing now. So if the scanner is calling for a sell, okay, thanks for the reminder. If the scanner is calling for a sell, when we utilize in the scanner, we simply have two rules. We buy off a support, we sell off a resistance. Second rule is when it comes to trend lines, we know price is on the left, we leave it alone. If price is on the right, it would change the direction. That's the two rules that we're working with. And we work with them in 3 steps. First step, if you're trading with us, this is what you do. First step is you do whatever the scanner says. Scanner saying right now to do what? A buy or sell. Scanner is telling us to do what, guys? Buy or sell. Good. So we know that, hey, we're going to be selling. So this kind of tells us to sell. So based on our first rule, we know that, hey, we're going to sell off of resistance, right? So our second step is to identify a resistance zone. So what we really need to do is adjust our charts to find a resistance zone. So we just simply need to zoom out. So I like this particular zone right here. That price is in now. Now, if you guys notice something, every time price gets within this zone, it goes back up. Comes down, it goes back up. Comes down, it goes back up. Gets below, it drops. So let me read this comment here. You know, sometimes okay, cool. Actually, it's just easier for me to look at Zoom. For all the other live platforms, it's just us really just throwing out the value to whoever is within the group in general. So with me, it's easier for me to, and easier for anybody to have just the Zoom chat open. And what I know for a fact is everybody who's on Zoom is actually getting it from our WhatsApp groups. So Facebook Lives and YouTube Lives is really for, you know, whoever else that might be just looking on. So that's the reason why I look at the Zoom chats. So with this now that I know anytime price is within the zone, it's either gonna be above or it's gonna stay below. Let me know if you guys saw that. Remember, these calls are geared towards you. So it's you to see this, not really me. I'm already seeing this. Good. So if we know that simply that's what we need to do, then we have our second step down. Our third step is going to be applied via our second rule, which is our trend lines. So what we need to do is we need to make sure price is on the right side of our trend line for us to enter. Now, in this case, what do we see the market doing here right now? Is it going up or is it going down? See, what I like about utilizing this scanner is that sometimes you really don't need to know about trends and all these kind of things. You just need to know how to draw some lines. So we can see the market typically like it's trending up. But what we really need to know is simply to draw some lines. So me, this is what I will do. I will take a trend line from here and I will do basically drop it right there. I'm thicken it up so you guys could see it a bit better. I wouldn't use green. I'll probably use orange. Now, trend lines are just you connecting points, right? Now, I will use this trend line as a take profit zone for me, meaning that I'm looking for price to come to this point. The next thing I'll do is if you realize after it touched this line, it started forming a new trend. I am going to identify that trend. Now, this is what I will do. That's all right. If you're drawing and your line or your box stops, trust me, if you click, you'll get another one. Don't worry, scanner does that sometimes. So what you want to do is draw your trend lines. This is the next trend line that I'm going to be looking at. Now I'm going to use this particular trend line right now. I would have used this if I saw it before as my take profit line, first take profit. And this would have been, let me change the color. This would have been my entry. This would have been my entry. So here it is that if you were looking at this, let's say earlier on tonight, this would have been your entry. You at a point of resistance, price, you draw your trend lines, price is now on the right side of the trend line. You can enter a trade within here, this zone, and you would have been pretty much sitting in profits right now. If you take this entry, then this trend line is going to be your take profit position. First and foremost, price breaks this trend line, you're looking at going to this next trend line as your second take profit position. Ultimately, right? So you could look at it this way. Price is going to be that. Typically, that's what we're going to expect price to do. That would have been your setup. However, we kind of missed the entry. So for us to take a next entry on this, or look to get in this trade, honestly, I like where it is right now to enter for a sell. I'd like to catch this at the start of the hour, which was half an hour ago. We could have caught an easy 30 pips plus, but see what? I don't like to run down trades, especially when I miss my preferred entry. Let me know if you guys understand that so far. When you draw a line, right? So currently, we're gonna have to deal with this refreshing situation. So let me just draw this back. Let me take a screenshot. Let me save it so that it doesn't do us the same thing. I the lowest level ever. Now, we're on FX shows. Guys, feel free to drop a question so far. I'm just drawing this over. And that was also. This line is just gonna be for your education wise to see where you could have entered. It already passed, so oh well. And if you guys wanna jump in, I still like it. You guys could. Let me see. Let me give you my. I You guys can go ahead and jump in if you want. Take your entry on it. Take it. Take profit. You could just enter it. I give you take profit just now. And take profit. Before I give you that, let me grab a picture of this. Oh, it's going to refresh on me. Alright, so we got in at. You guys can take your first profit. It's gonna be 50 pips. It's like 175,877. That green line is gonna be a take profit 1. And if you're twin trading it, just follow it. Just wait for it to continue breaking these zones and coming down. I ultimately like here, but it could also come straight down here as well. So bank as much profits as you want. Remember, twin trade it. If you want, you could set 20 pip take profit, 50 pip take profit, and forget about the rest. Or you could take 20 pips take profit first and then trail the rest straight down to here. That's your choice. But again, guys, just take 20 pips. So everybody got that so far? All right, so let me answer some questions now. When you draw trend lines, you generally start from the lowest point A and then C and then to another. Yeah, Anika, so what you want to do when you're drawing trend lines is you don't necessarily need to start drawing from all the way down here. You could, but you really don't need to do all of that. You could start here, but it really has nothing to do with your present scan. But this would give me basically a point that I can look at taking profits out at. Somewhere around here. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? But I like to trade like this simply because I've seen time and time and time and time and time again that the market will always follow these trends. It will get to the trend lines. I know that for sure. So you could take this as one take profit, obviously 20 pips from your entry. It's your first take profit. That's the next thing that you guys should know. All our trades bank 20 pips first. Get that out of the way so that basically every trade you're banking profits. And this is for those who just want to set up a position and not have to trail it. So that's our setup for GBP CAD. Let's move on to another one. Oh. Right, so we have EuroCAD. Now we kind of missed the entry on this one as well. So let's look and see what we can possibly do. So again, let's apply our rules again. And for those of you who want to see it back, we got the first step, the scanner set to sell. Second step, we identify a resistance zone, which is the yellow box. And then the third step was that we draw trend lines and we wait for price to be on the right side, which was this trend line, this green one. I'm going to change it to green. This green one was where you really would have taken your first entry. This was the best point, but obviously we missed that. So I kind of improvised over here. All right, so let's move on. Because after that, we just simply buy or sell. Obviously, you're going to follow this rule for your lot sizes, right? Next step, let's go to EuroCAD. Scanner is telling us to do what? It's telling us to sell, right? Now, if the scanner is telling us to sell, we should sell off of our resistance zone. So if you look at this, you can see that, hey, originally this was a good support resistance area. And again, we kind of missed the entry there because hey, the market doesn't wait on anybody. But let's still see if we can analyze this where we could potentially still get into a trade. So trend lines, I'm looking for the most probable trend line that I could get, which is this. And obviously, if we took this next one from here, this would have been our entry, which we missed, but that's okay. Yeah, I'll leave that green. I don't really see anything for us to do on this trade. It's like us kind of gambling it if we take an entry over here just for 20 pips because we have a next area of here of resistance, right? So we don't know if price is gonna break here. But if price breaks this zone and you're monitoring it, remember I show you guys how to monitor it on your phone. This would be your entry if you're looking to get back into this. This would be a take profit. You see trading, you need a lot of patience to trade Forex, right? That's your entry. If you're looking at it, I will just leave this right there. I'm about to draw the rest. You guys saw it just now. That's your entry. Remember to trade all your positions. That way you always banking profits. That's GBP card, Euro card. Let's look at GBP NZD. All right, GBP NZD. We have in another cell, right? So GBP NZD, what we're looking at is if we're selling, we typically gonna look for a area of resistance, which we do have. Right, so we have a nice area of resistance here, and the scanner is calling for a sell, and we have market basically following this trend. So best and safest entry is going to be on this side of the trend line. However, for those riskier traders, which is not guaranteed, for those who like to live life on the edge, some people like to sell this. The difference with this is that it's not that much of it's not that much of a safe trade. I'll put it that way. It's not much of a safe trade. It has the potential to touch the trend line and shoot up. We want to make sure that it breaks the trend line. It's on the right side. You want to enter anywhere over here. That's your trade setup for GBP NZD. Does it take some more patience? Yes, it does. Does it give you peace of mind? Yes, it does. Does it make trading simpler? Yes, it does. Why? It's because if we pull up those other trades for the week, I mean, one trade already up 268 pips. If you're trading, proper risk on your accounts, that's about, over 20% of your account so far. So why not? You don't need a bunch of trades. You just need a few of them. So that's GBP card. I'm just putting this arrow for you guys to know the direction. But again, twin trade, take 20 off your first position, and the next one you just trail it till whenever you're comfortable or whenever your stop profit gets it. That's GBP NZD, GBP JPY. You see, some nights are better than some. Like Monday night was a lot of trades. Last night we had a few. Tonight we have a whole bunch more. And That's about it. Oh well, we were in this one. We caught the entry up here. We caught the entry down here. And at this one and all, I think we were in this one too. I think somebody asked about this and I was like, this candle, once it we were looking at this one. You guys could have entered about here. You guys remember this trade? Anybody remember this from earlier this week? I think it was above here. I mean, it's just 14 pips, it's 0 GBP, right? But this is what happens when we kind of miss. I think we missed this entry, and I was like, let's just leave it alone. Anybody have any questions on anything? That kind of looks like it. I remember somebody last night was asking about GBP calling the 4-hour chart. You guys remember that? Or was it GBP something last night on the 4-hour? Something. I can't remember. Anybody have any questions on anything? That's really about it. I mean, if I don't really go questions and let you guys answer it, we have the ability to just run through some charts pretty quick. The only reason I did that is because I realized through the response is that everybody at this stage understands what to do. So it was just me actually just doing it so that you can see it. But do we have any questions on anything? Don't forget, you guys could use the IQ Options platform to be able to set your price level alerts, right? So everybody should be in some profits. I think we got in at 440 or something like that. 450 or something. But you should be in a little 10 pip profit. So if you're buying off resistance, is there a value in drawing any value in drawing support to see where you should stop the sell? Sure. So the same way that we look at this point for an entry, right? The same way that we look at this area for an entry, because we see every time price gets within this zone, it typically drops. Likewise, if you look at this area, remember I draw a line here and I told everybody, hey, if you just want to set a take profit, this is the area that you want to set. And the next reason, and this is once price gets past where it is right now, which is another area that it could potentially stop at. This is what you don't want to end up in. When I first started and I was learning support and resistance, my chart used to look like a copybook page. I used to have lines showing this is support, this is resistance, this is support, this is resistance. Everything was support and resistance to me. I was seeing it all over. And really and truly, yes, there are a bunch of levels of support and resistance, but You don't really need to look at all. You just need to look at a few that is relevant for you. So I'm just showing you this. All these different levels is where price could get at and stop. So you could use these levels as the points where you want to exit the market at. You could trail your stop loss. So trailing your stop loss is this. This is your stop loss, right? It's this red line. You entered up here. I think we entered over here. You entered here. This green line is where you entered. Price does this. Price drops, comes back here and then goes so. You now want to move this line, which is your stop loss. You want to move it over here. So one of your trades already got knocked off. This next trade that you have running is currently in whatever amount of profits that there is. Now your next level of support, this is why we always want you guys to learn support and resistance first. Price comes down, does that. Now you want to move. My red line disappear. So now you want to move your red line from there. You want to move it and you want to put it. Did it move or did I just put the next one? Can't remember. Probably did click. You want to move your stop loss and put it over here. Right? Likewise, price continue to move down. Come back up, touch that area, and then drop. All right, that was a too much of a big run. Let me do it a little bit better. Price does this. You can now move this line, which is a stop loss. Bring it all the way down here if you want. Likewise, it continues to move down, break this level. You can move your stop loss down here. That way you securing all this amount of profit from here to here, which is 240 pips. Now, if price does this, it comes down here, but it doesn't break this level and stays below. It starts coming back up. It will stop you out at this position with 240 pips in profit. That's how you ideally trail your stop loss. Smile, everybody, just smile. Just smile. See, thing about it is that what I just showed you is based on a perfect example. We all know we don't live in a perfect world, right? It's a perfect example. But ideally, that's what you want to do. You see the market break, retest, you can move your stop loss down, secure your profits. So just follow it in that context. All right, so we got a bunch of trades. Anybody see anything new popping up on this scanner for us to look at? Anybody have any questions? If you're buying, is there? Anika, I hope that answered your question. Where can we get a list of how much to risk and the three steps? I actually posted it in the trade channel that we have. The list of how much to risk. Oh, like you mean Oh, that's what I was showing just now. Yeah. That entire screenshot, that picture, I posted it last night in the trade channel, like right when we was on the session. So you guys could just get it from there. Um, other than IQ options, what do you recommend for alerts? I mean, you can't be TradingView is good for alerts and setups. The difference is you're gonna have to pay for a TradingView account. IQ options, TradingView, I mean IQ options alerts is free. You guys know anything about us? We know how to make money, but we're also looking to save you guys as much money as you want. I always tell people this: when you start making money, yeah, go ahead and spend and get all the other paid services. But the easiest way for you to not miss a trade is do it on your phone. Come onto your phone, draw it just like I showed you guys how to do on Monday or Tuesday or whenever we did that. Use your empty phone on your phone and draw it. So you know, hey, once it breaks that line on your phone, you're gonna enter Y. You can pick up your phone now and watch it. You can pick up your phone after the session and watch it, and you're always right there. Anybody have any questions? When it comes to HFX, as I can tell you, a lot of people were kind of shocked when they saw that we could actually send signals for HFX. And I'm telling you, if you all look at the time that I posted that picture, I went to bed around 5 this morning, working on something for you guys when it comes to HFX. See, HFX has the ability that you can trade it together and we can make money. But I was looking at something that we could actually work on, that we could send you, just like how we send you trades. Send you those trades to be able to, just apply it on your phone, buy or sell. I'm not going to use high and lower or call or put, because many people don't understand that terminology yet, but just send you trades that you can buy or sell. So we're working on something for you guys. Tell you, we master Forex, we're going to master that HFX. We send out 3 signals on the trade channel that we have. Two hit, and the next one really didn't get to where we wanted to, so that trade basically was deleted, meaning that where we wanted you to buy or sell at, it didn't reach. So, but those 2 trades was just for you to buy or sell. Like, it's coming along, gonna be good. You guys just practice for the meantime, get to know the platform, get to understand how the platform works, and just know that the platform IQ options is not like the others. It's not like race options and the other BitForex, where they have rollovers. It's either you're in it or you're out of it. It's not rolling over. So kind of have to trade it in a different way. So we have you guys when it comes to that. Anybody have any questions on anything before we wrap this session up? And I want to share something before we wrap this up. Guys, drop into the chat box. Let me know while I pull up this thing for you. Rollover, yeah. If you guys on the HFX live sessions, you're gonna understand what rollover. If you don't understand it, don't worry about it. So no more questions from anybody. Everybody understand the trades. I will post them in the trade channel for you guys. I am cares, Team BT cares. Yes, we do. Guys, we're gonna impact and assist more than 20 families. The amount of giving that we're doing organization wide, it's incredible. We're blessed to have, so we're being a blessing to others. See, if you even read the flyer there, you'll understand, what we're saying. But we're privileged to be able to give back. So let's do it. In a time like this, what you'll want to do if you have anybody that actually I was speaking to Mr. McSween, yeah, Mr. Thomas last night, and it was literally right after our trade session last night, and he already had 100 emails, 100+ emails of families that were in need. We're gonna be able to help a lot, a lot, a lot, and it's gonna be not only from us, but from you guys as well. It's the entire team. See, you don't have to have a lot of money. You don't need to, have to have a lot of money to be able to donate. You guys could, $5. It's not mandatory, but if you could assist in helping others, why not? What we're gonna do is if you guys have, your donations that you want to contribute, it's pretty simple. It is pretty simple. What you guys really need to do is all right. I was gonna think, but it's gonna bring on my whole WhatsApp. Skrill. If you have Skrill, you can send it to Mr. Thomas. If you have PayPal, you can send it to Mr. Thomas. If you want to do a local bank transfer, you can also send it to Mr. Thomas. For those of you who are IBOs who are building the business and you have Pay Quicker, you can send it to me. Send your donations. We throw out all the lists. If you don't have the information, message us. We're gonna send it to you. You guys want to send anyone Skrill, PayPal, bank transfers, Pay Quicker, you want to send it to us. We are accumulating funds so that we can distribute on the 25th for everybody. So hey, it's everybody, every drop in the bucket helps. At the end of the day, I'm telling you guys, it's not mandatory, but I can tell you, if you be a blessing to others, blessings will flow upon your life. It's just $5, right? $5 US. Nothing. That's no bad. I mean, that's if you could afford, right? I don't know everybody, but just $5, right? Let me check something. Uh, we entered at I think 50. We entered somewhere around here, right? So you guys first take profit would have got hit. It went 22 pips. Right now it's at what 13 pips. So 20 pips. That's 2 US on the lowest lot size that you could have entered at. So I just dropped 2 US into your bank or into your account. This trade, I mean, you can make a donation on this trade. Yesterday you can make your donations on those trades. Monday you can make your donations on those trades. You can make your donations and your subscriptions on every night of our trade sessions. Let me know if you guys agree on that. That you could have made your donations to help out some needy families and also your subscription money and also profit money Monday night, Tuesday night, tonight is Wednesday. This is just like what, $7 a day or something? Subscription is, let me get my calculator out. It's $5.83 a day. So that's what I just wanted to share with you guys. A lot of people were asking how they can get the money. So I said, how they can get the money to us. So I just said, let me share it. Skrill, PayPal, bank transfers, Pay Quicker. So that's 4 options that you can get the money to us. So that being said, guys, have a great night. We had a fantastic session. I do wish you guys the best. Stay safe in these times. We don't know what we don't know. So let's just be on the safer side. And hey, let's trade these markets. We have Forex down. Let's look forward to the HFX. You guys definitely want to familiarize yourself. Go ahead, practice on these sections. Remember, I told you guys blow your accounts, right? So blow your accounts and start practicing and understand the blow your practice account, right, guys? They get that one quick. Blow your practice account on IQ options and refund your practice account with the right amount that you'll be going live with, and we'll show you how to grow it pretty soon. I just want you guys to be familiar with the platform. I will send out some more videos to you guys showing you little tips and tricks on what to do and how we can utilize the platform in a better way. So with that being said, look forward to see you guys tomorrow night and utilize tomorrow during the day to draw your own charts. Send it to your upline, P1000. Feel free, send it to me. No problem. So that we can help you guys better understand how to, analyze this. It's pretty simple. And I always say, keep it simple and you'll simply start making money. All right, guys, so we're out. Oh, before you go, inspire some others in your groups. Inspire some others in your groups. Share the results from your charts. Share the results from your session with them. Not on social media, right? Remember, guys, we're not making no income claims on social media. We ain't about the flashy life. We just know how to do this thing and we're gonna help people do this thing, but we ain't gonna be about the flashy life, right? So we ain't posting no profits on social media. Disclaimers, right? Alright, guys, we out. Let me wrap this up. You guys, most welcome.